Hello, everyone. Welcome to DMPT 1040. This is our intro to animation course. This is part one of a three-part series of courses that you will be taking with myself. I am Coach Maurice Beasley. You can call me Coach Beasley, Coach B, or Mr. Beasley, whichever works better for you. I'm going to be introducing you and letting you know about this course, how it operates, and give you kind of an overview of what to expect and what to see here with this course. So let's go ahead and get started. You're going to be taking this course for roughly 15 weeks during this fall or spring time. If this is offered in the summer and you're looking at this, then that summer course is going to be a 10-week scenario. So here's what we're going to be going over and what we're going to learn. You're going to learn the basics of animation. So the first thing you're going to be talking about is animation history. You're going to talk about, how animated elements started, with creating moving pictures, the first part of moving pictures and the history going forward within the different studios, animation studios and films that came out. We'll have a discussion about things like cartoons, anime, uh, 3D animation versus 2D animation. We're going to be covering all those particular types of things. So that way you get kind of an understanding and a foundation of where we're going to go. Second thing we're going to cover, we're going to talk about the 12 principles of animation. Back in the ancient days when everything started becoming, when animated movies started becoming the norm, Disney, the people who, the animators, the head animators who were working at Disney Studios, they came up with these 12 principles that if you follow those 12 principles, you can create some very good animated product, whether you're drawing it by hand, whether you're cutting it out, whether you're using 3D tools, whether you're using 2D tools to animate this thing and make it yours. It will become such a fun thing. Now, following these 12 principles of animation will get you into creating animated sequences, whether they're realistic or not, depends on how far you go with these 12 principles. Don't have to follow them all, just got to follow them and know what they are. Next, you're going to develop your drawing skills. Should have taken the drawing course. If you haven't taken our drawing course, make sure that you get yourself registered for that to learn how to be a better artist as far as being able to use a pencil and paper to draw with, because those skills are going to be developed further in this class, and you need them to be an animator. If you don't know that, you can't just go into Adobe Illustrator, for instance, and just draw a bunch of circles and expect that to animate. You have to be able to draw your characters and create your characters. That's the fourth thing, is you're going to learn this production process from the beginning. So you're going to be doing a lot of artistic drawing. You're going to be using pen and paper or pencil and paper, going from that pencil to actually writing it, drawing it out in pen, coloring it if we get to that particular point. So this way you're going to end up creating two characters, your own original, unique characters that you're going to develop over these three courses here in this 2D animation to eventually create yourself your own 30-second or longer animation sequence with those two characters. So this is going to be the beginning of it. You're going to learn about the production pipeline. What does it take to go from idea to finished film? How to go about doing that, what roles exist in that process, because there's a ton of roles in that, ton of different jobs that go in there, and you're not going to do them all. You're going to be one cog in the entire machine, and you have to figure out where you fit in with that. So this is where you're going to be developing and figuring that out in this particular class. Now, excuse me, class expectations. What does success kind of look like here? There are going to be there's a weekly schedule of classes. You're going to get that in Blackboard. You're going to see a course schedule as well as along with the syllabus. You need to attend class. If you're taking a class in person, I'm going to emphasize this, in person. If you're taking a class online here, you need to attend the class. And by attending the class online, that means every week you are looking at the new module. You are completing everything within that module, the lab, the assessment, the quiz, the project, whatever it is that you need to do. You're doing those assignments. You're taking the time to make it happen. and do the best you can. I don't expect everybody to be at the same level. Some of you are going to be straight beginners, never picked up a pen and paper to draw before. Some of you have been drawing since you were 3 years old. That's fine. I don't, I care about that, but I don't care about that. I care about your individual growth and you getting better and better as we go through these projects. That's what I care about. I don't care about if you're better than the next person or you're worse than the next person. That doesn't matter. Come in, be ready to work, be ready to go. Attendance is crucial to that. Paying attention to everything is crucial to that. Coming to get help is important to that. If you're taking the course online, here's what I expect out of all. Those of you who are taking the class online, I expect you not only to do the work, but when you have an issue that you can't solve, you're calling somebody. If you're not coming to get help from me, coming to my office, calling me on the phone, sending me an email, coming to the open labs, that we have every day, by the way. The open lab is available every day. It's just Friday is a designated open lab day where you can come in and you can work and you can talk to myself. We have other instructors like Mr. Paul Strength. He knows enough about animation and knows about the artwork side of things to be able to draw, and he can help you get better at doing your artwork properly or working a particular program that we may be using. So there's no excuse for you not to be able to get help. And if we can't help you, you have your classmates. Reach out, talk to your classmates. Networking is important in this field. You have to learn how to network. You have to learn how to speak to other people. You have to learn how to understand that you are not a monolith. You have to get help and ask for help and get help with things. That's all it really takes. So that's what I need you to do. Those of you taking my classes in person, you're watching the videos, you're doing all the things that the online people need to do. Plus, you got me standing in front of you in class. I expect you to do this work and do it work properly and ask the questions when necessary. Don't be afraid. I know I got a forward personality. I do that on purpose. I'm a teacher. That's what I do. But don't be afraid to ask the question when you're stuck. I always do that no matter what. Have your supplies. You're going to need your supplies digitally. There's not many programs we're going to use. If you're familiar with Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Photoshop, some of the ending projects and labs, you can use those programs to create a digital version of your characters and of your final pieces. That's great. If you know how to use those already, you've taken the raster imaging class, you've taken the vector imaging class from us, and you know how to use those programs well, go ahead, use those. But if you're not familiar with those, don't know how to use them, you can do everything by hand. In this class, you can do everything by hand. It's not a problem for you to work with that, to be able to work it and make it happen. Let's see, let's move on. Course navigation. Let me share my screen. Hopefully I do this correctly this time. Did I do it? Did I do it right? I think I did it right. Yeah, I get it. Cool, I did it right. First times for everything. Okay. This is Blackboard. And in Blackboard is going to be where all the information for this course is going to be, whether you're in person or online. Couple of the main things, if you've never done this before, and if you've never done this before, I question why you're in this course because you should not be here. We'll talk about the foundational things later. Anyway, contact information for getting in touch with me. My phone number is there. My email address is there. The link to getting an online class with me. Well, not an online class, but an online consultation with me is there. Make sure you're utilizing those things because they're going to be important for you to get through this course. Start here first. Always come here because you're going to get the course syllable and the course schedule here. You'll have the policies and procedures here, the textbook information. There is a book that's required. There are supplies that are required. I want to give you links to those things so that way you can go and get them as inexpensive as possible. So, Amazon links and things like that, when I find them, it's going to be listed there. Make sure you're utilizing that so you're not spending way too much money. Course participation, the no-show assignment. If you don't get that done before the week is over, you will be kicked out of class. I'm going to say that slowly. If you do not do the no-show, before the end of the week, you will be kicked out of class. Make sure you are doing it and get it done. It doesn't take long. Same thing with the work ethic discussion. You have to get this done and turned in and answer all the questions before the week is out, or they will kick you out of the system. They will kick you out of class. I have no control over that. They will kick you out automatically. All right. So let's not go through that. There's no need for that. Student resources. Make sure you check in the student resources, because under there is going to be some information about a bunch of different things that I'm going to put in here. Use of AI in class, because that's an important thing to cover right now, the ethics of it and that sort of thing. And by the way, with AI, just give you an overview. It's frowned upon to use it as your final result, but it is good for you to use when you don't have the ability or the resources to get it done some other kind of way. You can work on things. You can use it as the base to start with. It's a tool that is used to create your final product. It is not your final product. I will be able to tell, but we'll be able to know when you're using AI. And if you're not, if it's telling you don't use the AI to do this and you do it, that's a zero. Understand that. You're going to get automatic zero from that. There'll also be a playlist here of websites and YouTube playlist of videos that go and relate it to our lectures as we do them. Each lecture, each learning module is your different lectures. In each lecture, there will be the learning objectives. There will be the class presentation itself, which will be either a PDF or a PowerPoint presentation of what's being covered. There will be any supporting documents or links that you'll need for that particular learning module to learn. There will be a quiz or an assessment at the end. Usually the quiz and assessment is about 10, maybe 20 questions that you answer. When you pass the assessment, you got to get 80%. When you pass that assessment, you will get the next module released. If the module has a lab assigned to it as well, you have to get the lab turned in. So you have to turn in the lab at least once, and you have to have the lecture assessment done, and then the next module will be available, or the project will be available, whatever the next thing is. Do not come to me sending me an email or talking about saying that I can't get in to the module. It won't let me in there. Well, the question that I'm going to come up with: did you do the assessment? Did you pass it? Did you do the lab? Did you turn it in? Are you checked off? Because you'll have little check marks next to each one of these entries when you have accessed it. Did you access everything? Yes. So it should show a completion up here at the top of the learning module. It shows your completion journey. As long as everything's completed and you've done everything, you should have the next learning module available. That simple. Anything else is you're messing up some kind of way. So let's not do that. Let's not deal with that. Every lab, every project is going to be constructed kind of the same way, where you will have the lab or the project's description and the objectives listed there. There will be a brief that'll tell you what the particular lab or the project is. You will have a report template of some sort that you will report on how you did that lab, how you did that project, and why. Make sure you're filling that completely out. You half-ass do it, I want to know. That's going to dock you points. Let's not lose points, and let's not lose grade points because you're lazy. Let's not be lazy, folks. Get the work done as it needs to be. You can't be lazy out in the real world. You start being lazy, you get fired. Then you have no money and you can't work and you can't do anything. You'll be going back to school to try to learn something else. So let's get past that. Sometimes, besides the lab report, there may be a peer review document that you will have. In the peer review, what will happen is that for the projects, when someone turns the project in, you will have the ability to look at their project and write in the peer review. It may not be a document. We may have some other kind of way to do it that won't require you to write out everything and then send it to me. Where it'll be something that you can just give immediate feedback to. Because it's important that your peers see your work. and that you can stand up there and be like, yeah, I did this and this is why I did it and I think it's great. You got to think it's great too. And this is why you should think it's great. And then if they say no, it's terrible, it's trash, you should be able to take that and be like, okay, if it's trash, what do I need to fix? And then they should be able to give you something, feedback to fix it and make it better. I'll give you that same type of thing. I won't tell you it's trash. I'll tell you what you need to do to fix it. But if it's trash, it's trash. I'll probably do that too. There will be discussions that will pop up every once in a while. The discussion will be usually after the project is done, and probably about that midway point. It'll be kind of a review of how you felt about the project, how you feel about the class at that particular point. Did everything, jam like you wanted it to, and that sort of thing. So make sure you're paying attention to that, because those discussions are important. If you don't participate in the discussion, guess what happens? You don't move forward. A lot of people get caught up in that too. I was like, I can't get to the next module after the discussion. Did you participate in the discussion? No. Well, there you go. Participate in the class, and everything will work well, and you will do as well as you need to do. Towards the end of our journey in this class, there will be a study guide for the final that will pop up. Make sure you're downloading and reading through that study guide, so that way you can pass the final exam. The final exam is not all that difficult. It is usually just a string of new questions going over everything that we did in class. As long as you attended class, as long as you did your projects, as long as you did your assessments, as long as you understood the lectures without any issues, you should be able to pass the final exam. And you should be able to get a good grade and be able to move forward, increase your GPA, and ready to move on to our next course, which is the 2D animation class, which is part 2 to this. So, emphasizing this again, everyone, welcome to this course. It's going to be fun. I'm going to try to make it as fun as possible. Learn a lot, do a lot, have fun with this, build your skill set up, and understand that there's more and more coming. Thank you for being here. Have fun here at GPTC, and have fun in our DMPT courses, because we're going to have fun teaching and helping you learn. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.